Hello.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. My name is Tina Carney Simon, and I work with Moraine Valley, and I'm the volunteer for this session for IACAC. And I'm trying to share my screen. Oh, I think it's there. Can you see it says IACC welcome panelists screen?
I'm not seeing it.
Okay, let's see. Mm, Let me see what this does.
Okay, I think I see your screen now. Yeah.
Is it blue?
It looks like it's a Word document.
Nope, that's not it. um, I think I have to open this in. Hold on.
I have done two of these so far too, so I know you probably have to show it to me, but no worries on if I.
Okay, so about how the Q and A's and all that
Mhm,
works. Okay.
exactly.
Um, I just need to be able to do this at the end
Right.
also. So I think I need to open it in the program, but this window's in the way. Let me move this. Open. How have your other sessions gone so far?
Pretty good. Haven't had a ton of attendance, but
Yeah,
um, that's okay.
that's been the experience I've had with some of these so far. So,
Um,
um, but the good thing is they're recorded, so they are out
yeah.
there for future use. Uh,
Mhm.
I don't know why this isn't doing
Is it just that Google
That's
slide?
the only.
to-
There are 3 slides,
Oh, okay.
and I don't know how I did it last time because I haven't downloaded it.
Can you just click the present up in the top right corner area? Does that do anything?
Um, I don't even see that now.
Next to the little like icons with the little animals in it.
Okay, present.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay, that brought up full screen for me.
there it is.
Perfect.
Okay, so the session's being recorded. You're the only presenter,
Yes.
so there's really nothing to worry about muting. If you are playing a video, turn this option on. you get a copy of the recording and the Q&As within a week.
Okay.
Don't use Answer Live. And do it. Okay. Okay, and are you able to share your screen?
Let me find out. I'll test it right now. Can you see that okay?
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay. So then I'll do the beginning, then you do your part at the very end. The session ends at exactly 45 minutes. So I'll do the housekeeping announcements at the beginning and at the end.
Perfect. I'll stop sharing so you can
Oh, yes.
share your.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So it is now on the half hour. Thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at IACAC.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as the other session recordings at IACAC.org. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And now I'd like to turn it over to our presenter.
Thank you very much. Well, hello everyone, both live and in the recording. My name is Drew Huff. I am an admissions advisor from Oakland University. I'm happy to be joining you all today, and hopefully I can provide some good insight for you in my short presentation here. So before I get started, I will point out I do have a QR code on the screen here, and there will also be the same QR code on the last slide of this presentation. You can scan that with a smartphone if you have one, and that will take you to a form that you can fill out that will allow us to send you some more information if you are interested in getting more information just about OU in general or about a specific major. So feel free to scan that code and we will send that to you as soon as we possibly can. But without further ado, I'll get started here. Again, my name is Drew from Oakland University. So a little bit about OU, just a quick snapshot about us. We are located in Rochester, Michigan, which is about, I would say, a good 4 to 5 hours from the Chicagoland area. We're right in between Detroit and Flint, so we're about 45 minutes south of Flint, 45 minutes north of downtown Detroit. We are primarily a research-based institution with a large focus in liberal arts and sciences, but we do have specialized schools in engineering, nursing, health sciences, education, and business. So there's a little bit of something for everybody in Oakland, and I'll talk about that a little bit too. We are medium sized, so we have about 19,000 students that currently attend OU as of fall 2019, and just about 15,000 of those students are undergraduate, a little over 3,000 are graduate students. We have an average class size of 35 students per course, and we do have over 300 different student organizations. So that's just a quick snapshot about OU, and I want to emphasize the importance of this period of time, if you are a senior or a junior, what applying for colleges can do for you, and I want to be able to pose that information to you. So we encourage students to apply. You can do that today if you would like, if you're a senior. Otherwise, our application starts being open in the summer between your junior and senior year, and is open throughout the year. It is a free application to do. We are not on the common application. There's no waiver that you need to apply for. It is just a free application to do at oakland.edu/apply. And there are some other advantages to that as well. So we are enrolling in admissions, so you do not have to meet any sort of early action deadline. Essentially, our application is open throughout the entire length of your senior year, from about July 1st between junior and senior year all the way until basically you can apply. You could apply right the day before classes started, but we encourage you not to do that. We always encourage doing it sooner rather than later, as that will give us and you more time to get everything situated. But we do accept applications later in the school year, so there's no need to worry. If you feel like you're a little bit later, or you don't apply until the spring, you haven't decided on what schools you want to apply to yet, totally fine. We're on rolling admission and can accept your application a little bit later too. We are test optional for the fall 2021 semester, like many other schools across the country. We are aware of the issues posed by the COVID-19 pandemic and having to take the standardized tests. So we are optional for those for our admissions processes this year, but we'll still encourage students to send those for some other things, which I'll talk about too. But students who meet the criteria of a 2.5 or higher GPA will not need to send us a test score, either ACT or SAT. And we do not have any application or enrollment fees or any sort of deposit that you need to make as part of the application process. So those are just a couple quick advantages applying to OU. When applying to OU, we're really looking for two things from our students. We're looking for the online application. That should only take you about 20 to 30 minutes. If you do it all in one sitting, it may take a little bit longer if you decide to do some of the optional materials like the essay, which is optional. It might take you a little bit longer, which is totally fine. But after that application is completed, you submit that to us, and then we're looking for your high school transcript. So that is going to have your cumulative high school GPA listed on there, as well as all the classes that you took in high school. That can be sent to us from you directly to me or to the undergraduate admissions office. Your high school can send it directly. Your parent or guardian can send it to us. You can mail it to us, email it, doesn't matter. As long as we get it, we can use that for your application process. And as I mentioned, test scores are optional. So if you've already taken the test, we do encourage you to send that score, or if you do plan on taking the test soon, you can definitely still apply and be admitted and still send that score a little bit later in the year too. We will accept it and be able to use it. So our general admissions criteria, we're looking at about a 2.5 cumulative GPA for students to be considered, but on average, our students are coming in with around a 3.5 cumulative GPA. Our students, when the tests are required, and as we've still started seeing some test scores coming in, we're looking at an average of an 1130 on the SAT or a 23 on the ACT. You can find all of our criteria and averages at oakland.edu/future students. We do accept college credit in a lot of different ways, so there's plenty of opportunities for you to get college credit before you even start coming to college. While you're still in high school, you can take AP classes, IB classes, or CLEP exams. If your school offers any of these as part of your curriculum, you can utilize these to get some of that credit out of the way. Or if you're perhaps taking dual enrollment classes, so you're taking classes at a community college while still being enrolled in high school, we can definitely utilize those credits as they come over for transfer credit. Same goes for any early or middle college programs, which are pretty popular for high schools as well. But you can see a full list of all the test scores and options that we need for that to be transferable as credit over here at OU for oakland.edu/college credit. You can find all of our scores that are required for each of our general education classes that you can transfer in. We do consider ourselves a very transfer-friendly institution for students applying as transfer students, maybe coming from another school after they've graduated high school. It's a good option for students to be able to start at a community college, maybe take a year or two there, and then transfer into a 4-year. So we understand that. We want to make that process easy for our students. So really all we need from a transfer student would be the online application, which is very, very similar to that of the freshman application, and then your college transcripts, which will depict your total GPA and all the other necessary items that we need from your college level classes. If you don't have 24 credits, we will also require you to send over your high school transcripts. So that will allow us to kind of see if you don't have that 24 credits we're looking for, you still can get admitted. And we're looking for a 2.5 cumulative GPA to be considered, both from your college and high school records. So we are looking for that 2.5, but we, on average, see students come in with about a 3.2 cumulative GPA for our transfer students. You can find a ton more information about the transfer process and all that at oakland.edu/transfer. Scholarships and affordability obviously are a very big part of the college decision-making process. We want to make sure that we're able to help students there and be transparent with that. So you can obviously reach out to our financial services department, oakland.edu/financial services. You can send them an email. You can set up a virtual appointment, whether you are a potential student, a current student, or a student that is in the process of starting at Oakland. Any student can contact them and get any assistance that they might need with that side of the college decision-making process. And a big part of that comes into cost of attendance. So at Oakland, we want to tell you, up front, here is the average cost of attendance here at Oakland University. So we're looking for tuition at about $13,575 per year for 4 years, and about $10,639 for housing per year for 4 years. So these are our average rates for both of those costs. They can fluctuate a bit depending on what year you are and what classes you're taking, but you'll see very similar numbers to these. So you're looking at a grand total of about $24,000 per year for 4 years. Now, housing is optional. It is not required for students to live on campus at any point. Freshman, senior, it doesn't matter. Not required to live on campus. So if a student wanted to get an off-campus apartment, or maybe they had a family member close by that they could commute from their house, totally an option to save some money there. But we do encourage students to at least consider the possibility of living on campus. Another thing I'll point out about these costs is they are all inclusive. And what that means is we do not have any fees at OU. So what you see there is what you pay. You are not paying for any additional fees on top of anything. So it is free to park on campus. You don't need to get a parking pass or anything like that. You can bring your car on campus as a freshman if you would like. You don't have to pay to use the recreation center or the tutoring center, or go to any of the athletic events on campus, or use any of the labs on campus. If you live on campus, that housing cost is completely inclusive. That's your room and your meal plan. And you don't have to bring quarters onto campus, to do laundry or do anything like that. You don't have to pay for cable or internet access, anything. So really what you're paying there, you're paying for your entire college experience with those two costs, the tuition and the housing. The only additional cost that you would have on top of that would be personal costs like gas and groceries, and then textbooks. But there are plenty of ways to save some money on textbooks too. So all-inclusive prices, no fees required. And you can kind of see how we stack up against some other public institutions within the state of Michigan. Because of that, we're on that lower side of things because we don't have any of those additional fees. You can see there are some schools that are a little bit more expensive than us, even though their tuition is a little bit lower. And that's because they have fees that we don't require students to pay. So that is one way that we like to keep our costs lower every year, and we don't want to continue to add on, unnecessary costs to students if we don't have to. So we, to help with that cost of attendance, we do have a lot of scholarships and grant opportunities that students can participate in and can utilize. These are our main scholarships. These are our automatic merit-based scholarships that all students are considered for when they apply to OU. Freshman deadline is going to be March 1st in most cases for these. It's not a hard deadline, but it is when we would like to see information if we can get it. I will point out too that these are automatic scholarships, so there's no application necessary for it. Your application to these is also your application to the university, and you're automatically considered based on your merit. So that first level scholarship, that one does not require a test score, but this is where these test scores do start to come into play. As long as you have a 3.0 GPA, you can qualify for the University Recognition Award, which is $1,000 per year for 4 years. And of course, the higher your GPA goes and the higher your test score goes, the more money that you can be awarded. And all the amounts listed in this chart are yearly amounts for 4 years. So that is something to keep in mind. And one reason we do encourage students to send their test scores to us, because you can qualify for these. These are not the only scholarships that students can qualify for. There are plenty other ones that students can apply for separately from different departments on and off campus. But these are our main merit-based scholarships that we award students. So important to note, important to look at. We do offer scholarships for our transfer students, for both students coming from community colleges and four-year institutions. So there's plenty of scholarship money available to either a student coming in from high school or from another institution. And we want to make sure that you have the funds available to you. For out-of-state students specifically, we do offer the in-state tuition award. I know this is a lot of text to read, so don't feel pressured to read it all. But for our students who qualify with a 2.5 GPA or higher, which is also our admissions criteria, that are not residents of the state of Michigan, you can qualify to pay in-state tuition. We do have out-of-state tuition rates, but very few students that are coming, from out of state actually pay those because of this award. It covers the difference between in-state and out-of-state tuition just by you qualifying for admission to the university. The one caveat to this is that you do have to live on campus for your first 2 years. But it is a great resource for students to be able to utilize, and a good way for us to be able to provide that same pricing experience to an out-of-state student that an in-state student would have. We do offer a lot of need-based grants as well. So, hopefully if you're a senior, you are at least thinking of or have done the FAFSA application for federal student aid. We would get that information from you after you apply, and we use a number that the FAFSA determines for you called the estimated family contribution, or the EFC. That is a number that is the FAFSA deems as the realistic number or amount of money that your family can contribute to a four-year education for you. We will cover the rest of your balance if your estimated family contribution is less than $8,000. So we cover tuition completely. So after any other gift aid that you've received, and after that estimated family contribution is paid into it by you and your family, we cover the remaining balance of your tuition. So you'll look at that 13,000 number that we had for our tuition. Say you got the scholarship that's $2,500 a year for 4 years, you subtract that $2,500 per year, and then you pay in the estimated family contribution, say it's $2,000, you pay that in. Everything else is covered by our grant. So that is one way that we can help students who might have a little bit more financial need. We also have the OU Golden Grant and OU Housing Grant, very similar. So that EFC has to be less than $8,000, but these do also require a GPA of a 3.0 or higher from high school. The Golden Grant is specifically for tuition. That's an extra $5,000 per year towards tuition. That can be stacked on top of the other awards and grants that I've talked about so far. Same goes for the Housing Grant. This is specifically for on-campus housing, so that money goes directly into your housing bill. So another $5,000 per year for 4 years, and that covers a good chunk of the housing cost. So definitely some opportunities for students to be able to have some financial assistance just from the university. And this is all, aside from any federal or state aid that you might receive as well. Outside of all the numbers and the admissions and everything, we want to stress that we want students to feel that they can belong here. And there are a lot of different reasons why. Everyone has a place here at OU. We have over 140 different undergraduate programs, majors that students can choose from. So there's a little bit of something for everybody. We have our College of Arts and Sciences, which also contains our School of Music, Theater, and Dance, our School of Business Administration, Education, Human Services, Engineering, Computer Science, Health Sciences, and Nursing. So you can find a full list of all of our programs, oakland.edu/careers, and you can read up on each of them, but there's a ton of different ones for students to choose from. So that is one way that we feel we can get students to feel like they belong at OU, because they're getting the degree that they want, and they can go forward toward the career that they're going for as well. And we do have over 130 graduate and certificate programs too. We do have personalized classroom experiences. That looks a little bit different right now because a lot of our learning is going to be online, at least in the near future. But we keep our class sizes smaller. Like I said, our average class size is about 35 students, but you'll see a lot smaller than that, especially as you get further and further into your major and your program. We want you to be able to develop better relationships with your peers and with your faculty and professors, of course. So we want to keep those classes personalized and make you feel like you are not just lost in the crowd, that you can get the education that you want, and you can be a participant in all your courses. We have thriving student life on campus as well. So we have over 300 different student organizations, like I mentioned. Those are ranging from academic clubs, Greek life. We have 17 fraternities and sororities. We have faith and religion-based clubs. We have athletic clubs. There's all types of different organizations that students can join or start if they want to. We have 18 Division I men's and women's athletic teams. The player picture there is Kendrick Nunn. He graduated from Oakland a couple of years ago. He's from Chicago. He played at Simeon High School and now is on the Miami Heat and just got done playing in every single one of the NBA Finals games. Unfortunately, the Heat lost, but it was really cool to see an Oakland alum playing in the NBA Finals. And we do have a player in the World Series right now as well from the Tampa Bay Rays, so that's pretty cool. But you can find information out about all of our campus life, all of the different things that students can get involved in at oakland.edu/campus life. Of course, like I mentioned, housing, living on campus is not required for students, but it is a very good opportunity that we encourage students to at least consider. We have 7 different residence halls and 2 student apartment complexes that students can live in. We have about 3,400 students, around that number, living on campus. So that number is a lot smaller than that 19,000 total amount of students that we have. And one way I like to talk about that to students is you can kind of get the best of both worlds there. So for myself, I went to Oakland as an undergrad student. And I'm from a really small town over on the west side of the state of Michigan. And I knew I didn't want to go to a really big school where I felt like I was going to get lost just trying to walk to my classes. But I also did not want to go to a really small school where there were only going to be like 300 other kids there. So Oakland was a perfect fit for me and is a perfect fit for a lot of people because you get the feeling of being on a big college campus. I mean, there's 19,000 students that go there, but when you come back to your room at the end of the day, you have a much smaller, tighter knit group of people around you. I'm still friends with the people I knew on my floor my freshman year at college. So there's a lot of different resources and opportunities that you can get just by living on campus. And that's one of the reasons we encourage you to kind of look at that. But we do have video tours available on our website at oakland.edu/housing too. In our surrounding area, you know, like I mentioned, we're in a pretty metropolitan area. We're right between Flint and Detroit, but there's a lot of other things just right around us that students can participate in. We have nature, trails, hiking and biking, and lakes all around. We have Meadowbrook Music Amphitheater, which is on campus. It's a concert venue that a lot of artists use throughout the year. Obviously not right now. And then we also try to throw a spring concert there specifically for Oakland students every year too. Most recently we had Nick Jonas, and we've had some other artists there like Kendrick Lamar in the past, Drake several years ago. So we try to get one big name artist on campus every year if we can. We have Meadowbrook mansion there, that center picture, that was the mansion and the home of our founder, Matilda Dodge Wilson. She was married to one of the Dodge brothers from the Dodge Motor Company, and she's actually the one who donated the money and the land to start Oakland University back in the 50s. And then we have Rochester, downtown Rochester, which is very close to us, the town, you know, one of the 2 towns that we're actually in. There's tons of shopping and restaurants and fun places to go. And we're not too far from the city and from other places and other things to do just right in our general area. Couple of points of pride as I finish up here. We are the #1 safest public university in the state of Michigan and in top 5 in the entire country. We also are the #1 LGBTQ plus community inclusive university in the state of Michigan. And we have a ton of different services and initiatives that we provide for students completely free of costs. So here just to list a couple, you know, we have plenty of resources, but we want to stress that we want students to be well-rounded individuals after they're done here at Oakland. We don't want you just to come here, take your classes and leave. We want you to gain experiences, gain hands-on experience through academics and through career opportunities, but also make a good group of friends and get the resources both, you know, for your physical and your mental health, and be supported as a student here in a lot of different ways. So these are some of the ways that we do that. And we want to stress that we have these available for students so that you can become the person that you are wanting to be by the end of your 4 years getting your bachelor's degree. Of course, we are always here to help. Here's that QR code again. You can scan that if you'd like. But my information is here. I'm very easy to find on the website as well, oakland.edu/future students. You just click on Meet the Staff and you'll see my pretty face standing there along with my colleagues from OU. But you can always email me or call me if you have any questions. If you're interested in any of our other virtual events going on, you can go to oakland.edu/visit. Or if you're interested in possibly coming up to visit campus, we do have some small campus tours going on daily throughout the Monday through Friday, and you can register for those at oakland.edu/visit as well. You can always follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at OU Admissions. We post a lot of updates and events and different things going on and off campus. So feel free to follow us on all of our social media there. But that just about finishes it up here. So I don't think we have any questions in the Q&A or anything, but please feel free to reach out if you have any questions in the future. And thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me today. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a quick 4-question survey. We appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at IACAC.org. In a week, you will find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at IACAC.org. Thank you.